she was actually from a shelter. She's a shelter dog, and she's a Labrador mix. See, Katie? She's a Labrador mix, and she was adopted to be Cassie's companion. So she was taken home with the keepers to assimilate with another dog for the first few weeks while Cassie was still in that critical condition the first few weeks of his life as a neonatal. And then we introduced them. We did it very, very short intervals, so just a couple minutes at a time, and we made it the most fun interaction ever. So we put lots of toys in and gave it the most positive interaction. So it helped build their relationship. But they weren't best friends at first, you know, her being a dog and him being a cat. It took a little bit to get used to their species differences. So it took a little bit to get used to their differences, but then after just a few weeks, they were really, really bonded. It only took about a month, and they were sleeping next to one another, they were curled up, snuggling, they were looking for each other. So as it stands now, the cheetah is very, very bonded to the dog. She's also very bonded to him, but she's also very bonded to us because she's a dog. We go in with both of them. They are ambassadors for their species. So what that means is that we work hands-on with them and travel and take them for outreach and talk about the plight of the cheetah and talk about, you know, Matani's a good ambassador for shelter dogs. So it works out really, really well. They are like siblings. They will never, as it stands now, they're together 24/7, except for, you know, a little bit out of the day while we feed and do some training sessions with them on their own. But otherwise, they're together all the time. They stay together overnight, and they'll live together for the rest of their lives. Cassie is a male cheetah, which means he will be social into adulthood. So he will require companionship, whereas female cheetahs are solitary after they're about 2 to 3 years old. So Matani's important for his development now, so that he has the most normal upbringing he can have in his situation, and also into adulthood, she'll be his lifelong companion. They do have similar lifespans, so that, you know, they have, you can see they picked up some behaviors from one another. It's not very canine there, that ambushing. But you can see they get along really, really well. They're very playful with one another. And they know each other's boundaries. They never hurt one another. They let each other know when when they're playing too rough with one another. And they each have their moments where they let the other one, you know, be kind of on the offensive. So they're very playful, and when they need a little alone time, we make sure that they have that as well, and we make sure that Matani as a dog gets what she needs as well, which is a lot of human contact. So they're getting along very, very well, and they're at 9 and 10 months old right now. So Matani's about 6-7 weeks older than Cassie, we estimate. So if you have any other questions for us, please feel free to come over and ask. My name's Ashley. I'm one of the cheetah keepers here at the park. I'd be happy to answer any question you may have about our cheetahs or any other animal here at the park, or any other question. She is a Labrador mix, so she is, we've seen pointer, we've seen all sorts of different breeds, but she's from the shelter, so.